Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
We began KYC or Know Your Constitution this week by telling you what the courts have said about the reproductive rights of women, linking them to Article 21 of the Constitution, and about a pending petition in the Supreme Court which has challenged the status quo.
The Supreme Court had, as far back as 2009, ruled that a woman's right to make reproductive choices is a dimension of her personal liberty under Article 21. This was reiterated recently by the Right to Privacy judgment as well. But the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 does not allow an abortion just based on a woman's request. In fact, it requires an opinion by a registered medical practitioner certifying that an abortion is necessary if the pregnancy is 12 weeks long, and if the pregnancy is 12 to 20 weeks long, opinions by 2 medical practitioners are required. Also, abortion is permitted only when continuing with the pregnancy would be harmful to the physical or mental health of the pregnant woman, or if the child is likely to be born with abnormalities, or if the pregnancy was due to rape. Contending that certain provisions of the Act actually restrict a woman's reproductive choices, 3 women have actually approached the Supreme Court challenging its constitutionality last year. They have argued that the conditions laid down by the Act limit the woman's right to safe abortion, which is an important part of the right to health under Article 21. They have asserted that women's reproductive choices lie at the core of the fundamental rights to dignity and privacy. This petition is currently pending in the Supreme Court. Another bill extending the time limit for abortion from 20 to 24 weeks has also been pending for several years now.
Last week, the International Labour Organization asked India to ensure that COVID-19 does not push children into child labour, with family incomes declining steeply and school education standing disrupted. So on KYC Next, we told you how the Constitution tries to protect children from child labour and what the law passed by the Parliament actually says. Article 24 of the Constitution specifically prohibits children less than 14 years old from being employed in factories, mines and other hazardous environments. Article 21A also mandates free and compulsory education for all children who are 16 to 14 years old. Accordingly, the Parliament passed the Child Labour Prohibition and Regulation Act in 1986 to ban employment of children below the age of 14 in hazardous occupations. This law included a list of 83 such prohibited occupations. But the Act was amended in 2016 to completely ban the employment of children below 14 years of age. But it does allow them to work after school hours and on holidays in the sports or entertainment industry or in family enterprises. The amendment also allows employment of adolescents between the age of 14 to 18 years in jobs that are not hazardous. But the number of hazardous occupations have been decreased from 83 to only 3. These changes have since faced criticism from various quarters, including the UNICEF and child rights activists. While the government had said that it wanted to strike a balance between education and India's economic reality, critics have claimed that this would push more children into labour. The amendment also makes the penalties for those employing children stricter, doubling jail term to 2 years and increasing fines from Rs 20,000 to Rs 50,000. From allowing people to go out during the lockdown for getting canned food to granting bail to members of the Tablighi Jamaat congregation, the courts across the country over the past 3 months have decided several cases citing Article 21 in context of the COVID-19 pandemic. So on KYC Next, we told you about 4 such verdicts. Soon after the nation shut down because of COVID-19, the Kerala High Court on 6th April came to the rescue of a litigant who wanted permission to buy cat food during the lockdown. In its verdict, the court said that a person's choice to have pets is also a part of the fundamental right to privacy under Article 21. In another case on 22nd May, the Bombay High Court asserted that the right to dignity and fair treatment under Article 21 is available not only to a living man but also to his body after his death. It therefore ruled that those who die because of COVID-19 cannot be deprived of the right to a decent burial. The Allahabad High Court on 30th May also ruled that people who have completed their quarantine period and have tested negative for COVID-19 cannot be detained in quarantine centers any further. It said that doing so would violate their rights under Article 21. More recently, the Madras High Court pointed out that fundamental rights under Article 21 are available to foreigners as well and granted bail to 31 members of the Tablighi Jamaat congregation. The court highlighted their right to return back to their native country at the earliest and said that continuation of criminal cases against them during the pandemic would violate their fundamental right under Article 21. The Supreme Court on Thursday cited Article 25 of the Constitution while cancelling the annual Rath Yatra at Puri's Jagannath Temple. So on KYC Next, we told you more about the fundamental right that became a part of the court's reasoning. Article 25 guarantees the fundamental right to freely profess, practice, or propagate religion. The provision, however, specifically makes this right subject to public order, morality, and health. The language of the provision also makes it subject to other fundamental rights. Therefore, since Article 21 includes the right to health as well, the right to religion is subject to the right to health. It was in fact a combined reading of these exceptions that had led to the Supreme Court to partially ban firecrackers back in 2018. The court had specifically observed that if a particular religious practice is threatening the health and lives of people, the practice would not be entitled to protection under Article 25. More recently, the Punjab and Haryana High Court also pointed out that Article 25 is subject to public health and upheld the government's decision to shut down all places of worship. In Thursday's order as well, the Supreme Court noted that the Yatra scheduled from 23rd June would attract about 10 to 12 lakh people. Such a large gathering, it said, would pose a danger in view of COVID-19. However, while the Jagannath Yatra has been cancelled, the annual Amarnath Yatra is set to be held amidst the pandemic for 15 days. This is Apurva Mandhani for The Print. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.